I told you these MAGA folks are out of their minds. Last night in the debate, Donald Trump actually repeated the lie about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, eating pets. It just made no sense whatsoever. And again, that's the kind of folks that you are dealing with in this country. They will sit here and make up lies and act as if, oh, it's no big deal. And this is what happened. In fact, so last night after the debate, so check this out, Yamiche El-Sindor, who is of Haitian descent, she actually questioned Republican VP candidate J.D. Vance about his pushing of this lie, and listen to this exchange.
Kamala Harris.
Senator Vance, what do you say to Haitian Americans and Haitian immigrants who say spreading false claims about them put their lives at risk?
Well, I don't think that no one has spread false claims. What they've said is that a small migrant community, 20,000, so it's big for the city of Springfield, but it's small compared to all Haitians in the United States of America, that small migrant community has caused a lot of problems. It's led to higher rates of communicable diseases. That's a verifiable fact. It's led to animals disappearing. Many of my constituents have said that has been happening. It's led to higher home prices. That is a verifiable fact. So this influx has led to a lot of
But you said that immigrants have eaten animals, and city officials have said that that's not true.
City officials have said that's not true. That's not actually accurate. What they've said,
Springfield city manager said there's no evidence that immigrants are eating animals, and you have been saying, and Donald Trump just said on stage, that they are eating animals. I'm asking you. Yes, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. What
can you answer?
Go ahead.
Can you ask the question and then let me answer it?
Yes, please.
The city manager said there's no verifiable evidence. A lot of residents on the ground have said that there is. That just means the city manager, I think, isn't fully in touch with what's going on the ground there. I've heard from many of my own constituents who have seen these things with their own eyes, who have seen these abductions with their own eyes, who have seen geese being taken out of local parks and slaughtered in front of their eyes. What do I think is a bigger problem? Insulting 20,000 people, or the fact that my constituents can't live a good life because Kamala Harris opened the border? I think it's Kamala Harris needs to do her job.
A lot of these Haitian immigrants have moved
and healthier in this country.
A lot of Haitian immigrants.
All right, now this is what Donald Trump said last night in the debate.
Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation, and it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Joining us right now is the co-chair of the Haiti Caucus, Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick, joining us from Florida. And of course, she's of Haitian descent, Haitian American. Glad to have you here. So Haitians are not happy. Folks are ticked off. So give us a sense. You had Senator J.D. Vance talking about what he's hearing from his constituents. Oh, by the way, those Haitian immigrants are also his constituents. And so what have you been hearing in the last 48 hours?
Well, everybody's been highly upset. And I think not only is it disgusting for him to repeat this negative stereotype that is enveloped in racism, but he knows it's false. Even look at his answer, how he's making up, well, some of my people are reporting this and they're doing that. And I think at the end of the day, it not only upsets Haitian people because we've been fighting these stereotypes for several years and we've had to actually dispute every single one of them. But it's even worse when it's coming from a vice president and then you have a president who's saying these things. And it seems like they're fixating on this storyline, right? This fictitious story about Haitian people coming in and eating and stealing your pets, the constant fear mongering. And it seems like they're dedicated to scaring people into voting for them instead of articulating real principles, real policies, anything to give you hope of that your life will be better. And that is sickening. I think another part of it too, that Haitian people are looking at him sideways is because we're wondering, like, you actually married into an immigrant family. You know how hard it is for immigrants to come to the United States, dedicate dedicate themselves to getting an education, work hard to make a life for them, starting from scratch. And for you to come out and make these kind of comments that we always hear, like this kind of rhetoric and dehumanization when it comes to migrants and immigrants, is disgusting, because he's actually now part of a family. He even talks about his mother-in-law and how wonderful she is. So where do you draw the line? Is it that you only hate every other migrant, every other immigrant except for yours? Or are you going to be an honest person and say, hey, I need to own up to this? The fact that he's doubling down on it and trying to explain himself is completely ridiculous. That's the part where it's like, you know what? I think you'd be better off just writing books of fantasy and fiction instead of trying to be our vice president of these United States, because clearly he is not qualified.
So here's what I find to be interesting. Go to my iPad. This is from a story on Yahoo. It says some residents feel the city and county are overwhelmed and wish the Haitian population was, quote, evenly dispersed among Ohio counties. Others said Haitians are unfairly scapegoated. Says Tina Rose says she feels negatively about the increased Haitian population in Springfield and that the city was not prepared. Rose said the city already struggled with housing and homelessness before more Haitians moved. Okay, here's the problem with that. PBS did an interview with the CEO of a facility who said, my God, I got 50 Haitian workers here. I wish I had more. He said they show up on time, they work hard, and he said our people don't. Now, everything I've also read is that this town was dying. They lost population. Folks were leaving. The Haitian immigrants is actually reviving the town. So, see, this is a thing that, again, I laid out in White Fear. So you got these white folks in the Midwest. The real deal is they want to keep their white oases. They want to keep their white towns. But they complain about losing jobs. They complain about losing representation. They complain about losing economics because you need people. You're a member of Congress. What people don't understand is every 10 years when the census is reported, if you lose population, you actually lose congressional representation. So what are we seeing? We're seeing states in the South and the Southeast and the West pick up representation, and Midwest, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, they're losing a representation because the population is drying up. So these folks want to have they want to say, oh, well, we don't want them, but we still want to be thriving. Guess what? You need people to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And in fact, I'm happy you brought up what the businesses community is saying, because as Haitian people are coming in through the parole program, which is actually a legal pathway that you have to apply for in Haiti to come into the United States, the business people in Ohio have been recruiting them, asking them to come and help their industry, asking them to come and work in their factories. And we have to be honest about the dynamic. The Haitian people who are coming in through the program, the parole program, humanitarian parole, they are actually the best people in Haiti. So you have doctors who are applying and have to show that they have a bank account, who have to show that they are educated, they have something to lose, who are coming in, and as they're waiting to pass their exams, as they're waiting to pass their boards in the United States, guess what? They're working at a factory as they're waiting because they have to keep a roof over their head. And we even see a brain drain in Haiti because the best of Haitian people are coming here. So to say that the people who are coming from Haiti, who are educated, who are the best, who actually got working papers, who've gone through so much scrutiny to get into the United States legally, are coming into the United States legally and wanting to do illegal acts as far as kidnapping a pet, doesn't make sense. Why would someone who's educated, who went through so much scrutiny to get into the United States, who now is working and waiting for an application or a different job, why would they take the risk of kidnapping a dog? We don't eat dogs. I can tell you, I've never had a dog in my life. We're Haitian, we don't have dogs. So why would we want to do this now? And that goes back to the stereotype. They want to dehumanize every migrant who's coming in. And right now, the migrant of the day are Black migrants. And who would they like to choose? Haitian people. We are the enemy of the state now. Now be scared, hold your children back, because you know what? These Black migrants are coming to terrorize you. And that's what the Republican Party does. This is the problem.
So that point that they made there about evenly dispersed. Let me go back to my days when I covered City Hall in Fort Worth. I remember when they were talking about having a dispersed housing plan when it came to Section 8. And in this particular program were people who actually graduated to go to the next level. All these white folks came down to City Hall losing their mind. And so what did they do? They yelled the usual racist stuff, but they didn't want to actually, didn't actually want to use race. So here's what they did. They yelled about crime is going to increase. Property values are going to decrease because of these Section 8 housing. And what was interesting, I went to Austin, where they had dispersed housing, and I went to the neighborhood. The neighbors didn't even know that the people next door had Section 8 vouchers. They had no idea. So what these white folks do is, so when you hear them say we should be dispersing people across different areas, what they're trying to say is, can y'all get these Negroes out of our area? And so what they're saying is, well, let's not have 20,000 Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. Can't we just keep it like 1,000 and y'all send 1,000 here? So they want to break up the Haitian community and spread them all around Ohio. We know what that game is. We've seen it all before.
Absolutely. I mean, the truth is, if they weren't working hard to recruit the Haitian migrants to come and work, then they wouldn't go there. They would prefer to come into communities like myself in Broward and Palm Beach and in Miami and Florida, where you have a larger Haitian community. They would prefer, but they were actually being recruited to go and help out these areas. And they're just doing what they came here to do, which is to work. And all these storytelling, they're saying that Haitian people are going to drain the resources, they're going to do this, and they want to get on welfare. It's absolutely false. I could tell you, in Haitian culture, in Haiti, there is no system of government assistance. Haitian people don't even understand that. Either you work to survive or you don't work and you don't eat. That's what we know, and that's our culture. So the first thing we're going to do when we come to the United States is work. But once again, we go back to the same rhetoric. This is the same playbook we hear all the time. Every election, there's a new demon on the plate. There's somebody for you to be scared of. And guess what? It's always a black person. And this election, Donald Trump is fixating on Haitian people and black people. Despite the facts, despite the truth, we are the enemy of the day, and that's what they're going to go for. But the surprise is that there's 1.2 million Haitian Americans in the United States who are active voters. And in addition to that, you have our children who are actually active voters. And we are now going to turn out in droves to make sure that he feels the pressure and the fury of the Haitian community by not voting for him. So he's actually doing us a favor. Some Haitians do lean to be Republican, but after this stunt, I cannot believe that not one person would lean to be Republican.
Well, I absolutely hope that the campaign of Vice President Kamala Harris is leaning into this. Again, some 400,000 Haitians there in Florida. That could be the difference when it comes to this election. And yeah, we see exactly how they feel, and they're doubling down. So Congresswoman, we surely appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Look, it's pure racism, Derek, that we're actually seeing come from the Trump folks. But this is par for the course. This is how they operate.
You know, Roland, I think this is part of their playbook, the playbook of Project 2025. They're going to continue to use immigration as a way to say they're taking your jobs, or they're going to bring crime, or they're the other. They're not like us. And so when you think about the case that they're trying to build, Project 2025 continues to say that if they're in power, they're going to deport 18 to 20 million immigrants. And so what better way for them to say during a national stage, as Trump did last night, that here's another case of the other, because this is the ones who we need to get out of this country. They're just falling in accordance with their playbook, Project 2025.
And look, Robert, I laid this out in my book, White Fear. And guess what? All of these mainstream networks, other than a couple of shows at MSNBC, didn't book me, didn't want to talk about it, and it's playing out. And I'm like, y'all, it's here. This is absolute white fear. They are scared to death. Oh my God, they're taking over our town. Hey, it ain't our fault. Y'all stop screwing. It ain't our fault. Look, y'all stop having kids. And so your population is going to, it's just a fact. The average white death rate in states in America is about 12 to 15, is higher than the average white birth rate. They listen to Tucker Carlson, oh, great replacement theory. It's not a great replacement theory. Y'all are replacing yourselves because y'all ain't having kids. And this is also why conservatives are so hardcore against Roe v. Wade, because it's also about procreation.
Look, Roland, as your resident Haitian American, I admit it. It was me. I ate all the cats and dogs. I just fly out there every weekend. I can't help myself. It's just part of what this is.
And I'm sure you shot it first with your AR-15.
No. You're going to mess up the meat if you do it that way. Look, Roland, the fact that we are having this conversation in America in the year 2024 is ridiculous. We'll tell a quick story that when I was about 10 was when the Haitian boat crisis was taking place, where you had Haitians trying to escape a dictator, trying to come to America, but because of the U.S. policy for Cubans versus Haitians, they're being turned back away in the sea. And the entire conversation when I was in elementary school at the time was, well, did your family come here floating on a raft? Did you get inner tube here? I heard your people eat dirt, etc. That was in the 1990s. It is 30 years later, and we are still dealing in these same stereotypes. We're still dealing in these same lies. We're still dealing in this same rhetoric that's taking place. And the reason that this rhetoric is so pernicious is it's very clear what they're doing. You attack affirmative action. You attack higher education. You attack DEI. You attack education in Black history. You take jobs away from African Americans. At the same time, you deport 20 million people who are working in the service industries. Where are you going to move those African Americans when you get rid of 50,000 jobs in the government under Project 2025? You're going to be pushing Black folks back into the field in order to fill those positions. I was with the Congresswoman earlier this week at African Diaspora Day at the Capitol, along with the Sultan of Sudan and Congressman Jonathan Jackson. There's going to be a big panel at CBC on Friday at 1 p.m. that I want people to attend, talking about the needs of African Americans to connect with the other members of the African diaspora and understand that what the strength that we have is when African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, and people on the continent are able to work together for trade, for education, for uplift. Because once we do that, we can take over this conversation about who we are, what we are, where we came from, and ensure that when someone makes a statement like this, we have the political, economic, and social power to ensure that there are consequences for it. There's a reason they don't say stuff like this about other communities, because they understand the consequences that will take place. If Haitian American voters cost President Trump the state of Florida and therefore the presidency, maybe they will finally understand that we're not just their punching bag in politics.
Rebecca.
You know, it's very telling listening to J.D. Vance as he's talking about these 20,000 Haitian immigrants. And mind you, so many of these people are actually Haitian Americans now and are working through naturalization, right? But what's really telling is he's talking about, oh, well, you know, this is a problem for my constituents. But aren't those 20,000 people also his constituents? So you even see that further othering. He doesn't even recognize those folks as people who are worthy for him to represent in that particular community. The other thing is, look, everybody got a phone. There's cameras on it. You can record stuff. So where are the photos? Where are the pictures? Where is the evidence of all of these people allegedly stealing animals and cooking animals and having barbecues in the park with cats and dogs? It simply isn't happening. If it was, there would be photographic evidence.
When you talk about blackness and what happens in Black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in Black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Check some money orders. Go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.